Howdy YouTube. Decided I'm going to do an up-close view of my rifles. Refinished the stock on my laminated M-44. And I went with a rather peculiar color. Something I decided that I liked. I also have a couple of Wassers and whatnot, and I kind of thought, you know, I really like the look of the Russian red, but I don't want to go too red. So I found a couple other YouTube videos that explained how to get the Russian red, and which was just way too red. But anyway, I took this, stripped it all down, shined them all up. All the buckles are nice and clean. But anyway, did all of those. I don't think I can. Yeah, you can't see them on the war stock, and you can't see anything on it anyway. But anyhow, sorry. Let me get back to the point here. I like the Russian red. I thought it was a little bit different. Color was nice, but I didn't want to go too red because I didn't want it to look burgundy. I've seen some that look like somebody puked up raspberry Kool-Aid, and that sucked, I thought. But I didn't want to go with the coffee poop brown. Now the old sniper here, I'm going to leave it like it is because the stock is well used and beaten and destroyed, and God knows how many asses it's kicked. So I'm going to leave it just like it is. But the laminate, I wanted to make it pretty because I don't believe it's ever been in a war or anything like that. So what I did, I stripped it down. I finished it in, the camera won't focus very well today, Minwax gun stock that you can't read. There you go. Stained it in that. Looked horrible. The color was all wrong. It just sucked, man. I mean, it looked like baby shit all over it. It was a horrible color. So I changed the originally colored it that. Decided I'm going to try something a little bit different. Give you a shot of the other side of it there. A little different light. As you can see, it's not a real high gloss. Okay, so got rid of the brown and decided I'm going to mix up the Russian red like I have seen so many other people do. So I did the same thing that I've seen in another couple of videos, and I took me a jelly jar and mixing up this blob of goo with some RIT clothing dye. Well, unfortunately I couldn't find any boxes of the not the wine, but the other, I don't know. The other one begins with an S. Can't think of it. Couldn't find it in the box, so I ended up just buying a bottle of it and dumped the bottle into the jelly jar and dumped in 2-3 ounces of acetone and mixed it up with this, of course, or excuse me, with Minwax satin gloss can. I threw the can away, but same company, but it was semi-gloss. Yeah, it wasn't satin, I'm sorry, it was semi-gloss clear poly. Mixed it with the red and, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 ounces of acetone. Found out that the RIT clothing dye is water-based, and the water-based did not mix with the polyurethane, and it looked horrible. I never put it on the gun. I mixed it up in a jar. What a mess. So I just kept dumping more acetone in it, just kept dumping it in and dumping it in, dumping it in. Originally, this jelly jar here, that's the 27 ounce jar. Originally there was this much in it. By the time I got done adding all the acetone in it, it's way up to here. So we went from there to there, and that's all acetone. Half a bottle, or half of a quart jug. Shaking it, slathered it all over the gun. It looked horrible. It was all beaten up and looked nasty, and I said, I don't care. I'm just going to put it on and see how it looks. If it sucks, I'll sand it off. I waited for it to dry, for it to set up, and it was about 3/4 of the way set up. I took 4/0 steel wool and sanded all the red back off, most of it. I'd say probably about 90%, 80%. And this is the color I was left with. And as you can see, compared to the brown up here, it does have a nice red hue to it. But it's not obnoxious. It's not that dark Kool-Aid puke color that I've seen on a lot of them that I absolutely despise. And here, I'll compare it to my red Ford taillight for you. It is very red, but it's not obnoxious. And it really brings the color out in that laminate. And it made this a very, very pretty rifle. I mean, I'm not really much for the looks of the Mosin because I think it's kind of an ugly gun. I'm an ugly rifle, but all rifles from that era were ugly. But I really liked how this color turned out. Then after it was dried, I covered it. Okay, to mind you, I sanded about 90% all that goo back off, and I was left with a hell of a mess. So I just kept hitting it with steel wool till it was cleaned all off, got the color that I liked it, and I hit it with that. Clear gloss. So, in order to get it to be a semi-gloss finish that I like, if you listen, it's rough compared to a smooth finish. So I just left it at a distance, and actually the spray tube inside the can broke off, so it only spray upside down. And by this point, I mean, I'd already had 4 hours into it, and I was so drunk I could barely stand up. And I'm just spraying it with can upside down. And I figured, yeah, it's just going to be a mess, and I'll come out and fuck with it the next day. I came out the next morning, and it looked like this. It was absolutely flawless. So I let it cure for 2 days, threw it back together, took it out last weekend and shot it. Love it. So, sorry about the 7.5 minute video. It's probably going to take me 3 days to upload it, but isn't it pretty? I wish my crappy camera it's a Kodak Z16 or whatever, but I wish it'd give you the true color, because it doesn't. This is accurate. That color is really, really close, but this, it's much darker than this. It's not quite so faded and pink in real life, but anyway, well, I hope you enjoyed, and next video won't be quite so long, so sorry about all that. And I'll get a couple more vids of the thing shooting, and I'm gonna try to do a sound comparison between the Mosin, a shotgun, a 380 auto, a 9mm, 357 mag, 45 auto, and I got a 45 long Colt too. I think I'm gonna try to get them all in the same video. And of course, I'm not gonna shoot them all because I'm not that awesome, and I've only got 2 arms. The old lady complains about that, but so alright, enough of my babbling. Yeah, catch you guys later. See ya.